filling the room with the individuals that really make the rubber meet the road in appliances. And those are our appliance pros. That's delivery, that's install, delivery, install, and service are really where makes the magic happen with appliances. So here's a question. So can you share a time when delivery or install didn't go as planned? And what did you learn from it as a salesperson?
So yes, I mean a number of times, and I don't want to use a blanket statement like that, but it happens daily, right? And I was in a position in management where you see all of them. So what I would say is, I believe your question was how to kind of prevent them in the future. Here's what to
What
do.
was an example of a time that something went poorly and it could have been prevented or was a learning experience?
Well, when it could have been prevented, it's always, again, we talked about thinking ahead, right? But for me, pertaining specifically to this audience, is get in contact right away, right? I always say to these people, and I have a huge affinity for this specific audience because I know how hard their job is and what they mean to a company when they do it well, right? So what I would say is, don't wait until delivery to be that hero on the job, because a lot of you end up being that, right? It's a heck of a lot easier if you join that sales cycle earlier on, right? Walk the floor, understand what's being pitched at your specific locations, align with sales and brand teams, because the bottom line is your insight isn't just valuable, it's really what keeps trust in these brands alive, because a flawless install or delivery does way more for brand equity than a marketing campaign or anything like that ever could, because that's the lasting impression that a customer has. So that's what I would say is just getting communication on the floor. Make sure everybody is aligned. Alignment is the key to success for all of these guys. I mean, to them, and I know because I talk to a lot of them, they can't get enough information about what's going on the sales side because it makes their job so easy, and vice versa.
So, speaking to that, the folks that are in the room right now generally interact with the customers more than the salespeople do after the sale's been made. Sometimes months. Well, lots of times the customer doesn't remember who the
Mm-hmm.
salesperson was, but they are going to remember who's delivering, who's installing, who's servicing. So, here's a question: Is what do you feel like the best service pros, sales pros? I'm sorry, service pros, install pros, delivery pros do that really help to build that customer trust post sale?
It's a great question. I mean, because this part of the process is invaluable, because these guys and these men and women, they don't just drop a box off. I mean, we know that those, situations are out there, but that's not what they do. They educate, they reassure, right? They treat every install or delivery like it was going to go into their own home. They're explaining features. They show how to clean filters. They run a test cycle for you. Customers don't remember the sales pitch, just like you're saying. At that point, too much time has gone, right? They remember who made them feel confident in using what they just bought, and that's the lasting impression that a customer has for sure. And that's solely responsible to the men and women that do that part of the job.